Hey Pisces, welcome to November. We are almost at the end of 2022. I hope that this video finds you well and in good spirits. I know for myself, I've definitely been recovering from the eclipse that we had on October 25th, and we do have another one on the way for November 8th, so keep that on your radar. I do actually have a sale on my website, so if you're looking to get a reading or distance Reiki session with me, now is a great time to do that. It is an eclipse season sale, so that will be through November 8th. So snag those up while you can. All of my links in the description box down below. Anyways, Pisces, I was really connecting with the energy for you, and I actually did pull some animal cards. We'll get to the tarot in a moment. And the first card that actually came out for you was Buffalo. Now, this is really interesting because I was looking at this buffalo and immediately saw the lightning. And it kind of reminded me of the lightning that we sometimes see with the Tower card, the major arcana of the tarot, where there's just this bolt of lightning that is opening your mind. Your mind is being blown open. And the Buffalo card is very grounded. It's very grounded spirituality, which is why this is kind of interesting. Because you have the contrast of the very heavy hooves in the earth and then the horns facing up into the heavens. You have like this antenna. And it's like all of a sudden something just clicks. And I further clarified this Buffalo card with the cosmic egg, which is the crown chakra card in the animal spirit deck. So it really is like something is blowing open your mind, and it felt very intuitive, this sort of message. I do also see the world at the bottom of the deck here as well. So your world is being blown open, like something is really changing in terms of your perspective. And why this actually makes a lot of sense is because we have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus on the 8th. And it's very, very interesting because this is occurring in the part of your chart astrologically that pertains to your conscious mind, ideas, communication. There is something that is happening around the beginning of this month, around the 8th, that is just completely blowing you away. And it's like all of a sudden things make very sense. All of a sudden things make a lot of sense. We have the Buffalo card, so it's like something has been slow, steady progress, and then boom, something is happening, and now you're charging in a direction. Very, very interesting energy. Plus, we do also have Jupiter, one of your ruling planets, going direct in your sign towards the end of this month as well. We also have a lot happening for you in your role in the world at large. So your career, your public image, there could be a new beginning for you in this respect as well. And maybe this is like sudden recognition with the Buffalo card and the cosmic egg. I do feel like I need to encourage this group to really meditate and do yoga, especially like Kundalini yoga. I'm kind of getting that vibe with the cosmic egg. It's like there's just this very sudden shift you are experiencing in your body. And it's really interesting. Again, this is an earth element card, the buffalo, but there's a lot of spiritual energy between the two cards here. So it's like whatever sort of spiritual shift is going on in your life, you are physically feeling it in your body. You feel the shift. So that is very, very interesting. I am going to start shuffling the tarot cards now, but I'm really, really curious. I actually want to dive more into what this sudden shift is. What is going on for you? What are the messages that we have for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, any Pisces placement. We are starting off with the Nine of Swords in the past. So a lot of you have been in sort of an anxious or maybe even depressed energy. Maybe you've had a hard time sleeping. There's just a lot of restless energy, and you probably felt this way over October. Or maybe even just for a prolonged period of time, but it's coming up kind of relatively recent here. So it's still relevant to kind of coming into November is what I'm trying to say. This Nine of Swords is quite interesting. I'm kind of feeling like with Saturn going direct in Aquarius last month in October, there's been a lot going on in your subconscious, your psyche. You're realizing all the ways that you haven't been taking care of your mental health, and maybe the ways that you need to connect spiritually more and have a more mindful routine or practice. And I did say it, I feel like this group needs to be focused on meditation or yoga or some sort of body-mind practice. Feels very important to this group. What else do we have for Pisces? Show us clearly, please. I feel like you're just having a hard time sleeping. It's interesting. Like there's something very physical about this reading, even though it's very spiritual. It's like you are having a hard time sleeping. There's a lot going on in your dream world that is a reflection of what's going on in your waking world, what might be out of balance. So pay attention to your dreams. I think you've already kind of you've been doing that for sure with the Ace of Swords. Yeah, you're getting insights into something. And I do feel like another theme that has been coming up for this group, you've been having a hard time discerning between your fear and intuition, or you are learning to better discern between fear, anxiety, and a genuine spiritual message or energetic vibe you are picking up. So that's very interesting. And I feel like you have actually gotten some sort of clarity. Maybe you've been in therapy, maybe you've been talking to someone, and this could actually be the thing that's like the sudden shift for you. Like the shift may have already happened coming into November where you are seeing things super clearly. Now, the thing with the Ace of Swords that we really do need to pay attention to is that, again, we have the bolts of lightning. The Ace of Swords itself is like a lightning bolt in a night sky or a night storm. And for a moment, everything will seem super clear and we can see for miles away. And then just as soon as we can see things clearly, just as soon as we gain this clarity, it fades. So that might also be something that is happening for this group as well. You are having sudden epiphanies, sudden, realizations, and then you kind of feel like you're left in the dark again. And you're like, well, wait, what am I actually supposed to do with that? And sometimes I have those chapters in my life too, where it's like, I will have these sort of epiphanies or these sort of realizations, and in the moment, I feel something so significant shifting in my life and in my body and in my soul. And then maybe a week later, it'll be like, why did I think that was so important again? I get that kind of vibe. Again, like there are things that are shifting that aren't going to make perfect sense, but it is helping you with your mental health. So that's kind of interesting. We do also have the Mother of Wands, or the Queen of Wands. Very confident, very self-assured. I feel like there's a lot about you stepping into yourself more, feeling more comfortable. And even though this is technically Aries energy, I am kind of picking up that Sagittarius energy, the fire energy that we will be in, especially towards the end of November as we enter into Sagittarius season. We have a new moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd. Very lucky new moon in general because Sagittarius is a lucky sign. But this new moon for you really could be, again, giving you some sort of recognition. There could be some sort of achievement or reward or award that you are receiving, especially towards the end of this month. This could also be you stepping into a new position, more authority, really stepping up in your life. So that's interesting. I feel like there's just a lot of like confidence, and it's a very sudden shift from like this sort of unsure, fearful energy, always looking out for threats, not sure if you can trust in the blessings, not sure if you can trust in things or your judgment. And then all of a sudden you're coming into November, or you're becoming more confident in November, I should say. There's a very sudden shift in perspective here. Again, very, very interesting. What else do we have for Pisces? What else is going on? We do also have Mars going retrograde in the sign of Gemini. And you know, when I was actually connecting with this energy, I know it's the Mother of Wands. This is the Queen of Wands. I do wonder if there is something coming up with your mother, actually. And that would make a lot of sense with Mars going retrograde in Gemini. There could be some sort of contention or conflict in your family or home, especially regarding mothers or matrilineage. Something there could be coming up as well, and there needs to be communication. and really speaking from the heart with the Ace of Cups. And it's interesting because I feel like Pisces is usually associated with being a very emotional and flowing sign, but it's almost like you're finding this emotional healing, you're stepping into this really powerful energy, and it's almost like you're having a harder time expressing your emotions or your vulnerability. And I do get the message that some of you are healing matrilineal trauma. You're healing your mother wound this month, which is interesting. And you might be doing that for the rest of 2022 because Mars will be retrograde in Gemini until the beginning of next year. So these themes could really be coming up. There could be conflict with home or family. There might be some tension in the literal home environment, but this is more likely emotional, and it's more likely energetic, something that is felt and something that is psychological. What else do we have for Pisces? What else are we getting for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The Fool, new beginnings. Yeah, there's like a fresh start. When I think of the Fool, I sometimes think of beginner's mind. And it's almost like the thing that is making you successful for November and forward, not just November, but for in your life, is the confidence to be able to make mistakes and to take risks and maybe even look like a fool to some people. But the truth is, people who judge you, who don't take risks, are usually just jealous of you. And they might try to keep you from doing something, especially if this is like your mother or some sort of feminine energy. There could be a feminine energy who is trying to keep you from doing something that your soul is aligned with. And it's causing you to doubt yourself. You may not even be having these interactions with family members or with anyone in your life, but it is something that you have internalized. It is something from your childhood conditioning or earlier life conditioning where you second guess yourself. You have this fear. And it's almost like you're becoming more comfortable with just making mistakes. You're more comfortable being in a body and allowing yourself to just live your life. And I think that comes with this Jupiter energy. Jupiter is going direct in your sign. Jupiter has been retrograde. And with it going direct, it's like a lucky break for you. And these are themes that were really starting to play out in the first few months of 2022. And now we're kind of full circle. So how do you understand yourself? Maybe you are learning things about yourself or relearning things about yourself, especially from earlier this year. Again, you could be attracting success, but you have to take a chance in order to do this. The Aquarius reading was also very similar. So if some of you are like Aquarius cusp or kind of between the seasons, you may want to look at the Aquarius reading as well. But I feel like it's not even so much the break itself. That's not actually what the energy of this month is. It's more like the willingness to try new things, to experiment. That's what's really, really important. And to see things from a new perspective. And if some of you have been very bogged down with anxiety or depression or your mental health, I do feel like you are challenging your thoughts. You're actually looking back and not getting carried away or swept up in the emotions or the story that you tell yourself. And you're really tracking, well, why am I feeling this way? Why am I thinking this way? Is this actually accurate? And you're seeing it like you're seeing it for the first time. It's like you're seeing yourself for the first time. But it's not. You aren't actually seeing yourself for the first time because there's almost like a deja vu with this insight that you are gaining. And I think that was kind of the Ace of Swords energy I was talking about earlier. Like, you've had this sort of fleeting awareness or recognition of something, and then it goes dark again, and then you doubt it, and then you're not sure what to do anymore. And it's like, you already know what you need to do. You already know what it is that is holding you back in your life. You know what you need to release. You know what you need to do to move forward. And there's just a lot of, like, review. There's a lot of, like, cementing or realizing. And you can know something and not realize it, if you know what I mean. You are realizing the things you have learned over the past year, and maybe over the past few years, because Saturn is finishing up its cycle and will actually be moving into your sign in the beginning of 2023 in March. So there is going to be a lot of focus and discipline with your sense of identity and how you express yourself, but that will be more for future videos. For this month, it feels like you are just embodying yourself. You're letting yourself be the main character in your life and learning from things. Learning from life, not being afraid of the lessons you need to learn. Let's pull some more cards. I'm curious to see, let's look at things like love and relationships, and then we can look at your finances and career. What do we have for love and relationships for Pisces for the month of November? Two of Wands and the Five of Swords. Interesting. Really specific message. This is a general reading, so not every message I say is for all of you. I'm picking out this energy that some of you are actually disconnecting from a relationship that was long distance, or from a person you have moved away from. That's something that might be important. And again, let's just broaden the scope of relationships here for a moment. This doesn't have to be romantic, but there is something about a relationship where you walked away from someone to move forward, and it feels like someone literally moved or went on a very long trip and has been away for a while, and it's allowed you to cut cords. Interestingly, looking at the Five of Swords here and then the Two of Fire, it is almost like you are cutting a cord with someone you thought was a soulmate or a twin flame or a potential life partner, or maybe someone who was a life partner in a chapter of your life and is no longer. You are cutting cords. And it's like you're finally moving forward. Let's clarify this energy a little more. Tell me about the Two of Wands and the Five of Swords. Death. Yeah, you're letting go of something. Wow, interesting. You are letting go of a relationship. Could be with a Scorpio energy. It feels like it's something that's been gone for a while. And it's almost like maybe this is part of this realization, like, oh, I was holding myself back because I learned to reject certain parts of myself because of this person. We do also have the Temperance energy. So we have Death and Temperance, Scorpio and Sagittarius, which is interestingly enough the energy or the seasons we are in the month of October. But the Death, and then the alchemy, the rebirth, the transformation that happens. You are completely letting something go, and you are getting into a harmonious state where you are healing from past relationships. And you might even be in a new relationship. You might be in a relationship with somebody else. What I am actually picking up for this group that is most important with love and relationships this month, you are realizing beliefs that you took on about yourself from your past relationships. That could be especially involving something with your mother, could also be something with a romantic partner, especially if you are physically distant from this person now. And it's almost like in the distance, you still realize no matter how far you have gone from this person or how much time has passed, there is still this part of them that has lived inside of you, and you are cleansing that, you are addressing that, you are transmuting that. And I do feel like some of you might be doing some sort of cord removal exercise, you might be releasing some sort of energetic bond between you and a person that is no longer serving you. It might even be parasitic. You are now moving forward. So really, really important energy for my Pisces this month. Really sit with these messages and figure out how they might apply for you. I know a lot of the time people come to these readings like hoping to hear more about like new love coming in or a deepening of a connection, but actually Pisces, what's really important for you in the month of November is to look at how unhealthy relationships from the past affected the way that you view yourself now and the beliefs you hold about yourself now. Is there anything else for love and relationships? Yeah, there is like this disillusionment that has been happening. There's illusions. You are gaslit and manipulated by someone, especially a Scorpio or Sagittarius energy. And you are kind of seeing how even if this person is or is not in your life anymore, they've planted some sort of seed. They messed with your head. And we have the Hermit energy. Finding that light within, finding that inner guidance. This is also Virgo energy. And then the Six of Pentacles. I feel like some of you are also realizing these sort of patterns or dynamics from someone else's charity or kindness to you, especially from a Virgo. You're almost realizing, oh, wait, this person isn't being super nice to me. This is actually just normal, and how you treat people that who care about you. And it's almost causing this sort of crisis. And it was interesting when I looked up, because it was 2222 on the timer for this recording. So we do have some master numbers. We do have some repeating numbers here. And 22 is all about lessons and learning, as well as building things. You are building new patterns and new beliefs. Let's look at money and finances. We have the Sun of Swords, Gemini energy, again coming in with Mars in Gemini. Interesting. There might be some sort of like balancing act between home and family stuff in your personal life with work or finances. There could be a lot of impulsivity potentially as well. There could even be unexpected expenses in your home. That could be something to pay attention to or just kind of keep on the radar. We have Judgment. So some big shift, some big sort of awakening. You might even be finding out, like, I know this isn't a super positive message, but you might be finding about some sort of damage or something that has been going on in the background and is now in the forefront, and you are dealing with that, and there might be some sort of financial implication for this. Ooh, Ten of Swords. I actually want to tell this group to be careful. Again, there's a lot of focus on being embodied and being in your physical body. If you are detached from your body, you might be prone to injuring or straining yourself this month. And that could be affecting your work life. That could be affecting your finances. You might be spending money on different healing modalities or kind of recovering from being go, go, go with the Sun of Swords. So definitely don't overdo things this month. Don't push yourself too hard. We do have the Four of Wands. I feel like some of you are seeing a completion to a project or some sort of thing you've been working on is kind of going into the next phase. You could be celebrating something in that respect, but don't push yourself into the next phase right away. Give yourself a chance to ease in to shifts that are happening, especially if there is something that you're celebrating or something that is being completed. Don't break your back with the 10 of Wands. Take care of yourself, Pisces. What are you doing? Is there anything else for Pisces? Anything else with finances? Spend some time at home. Really slow down with the Nine of Pentacles. You will have your abundance, and that will take time. You don't have to get everything in order. You don't have to get all your eggs in a basket, or don't put all of your eggs in one basket in the month of November. Play a long game. Be strategic here. And really just slow down so you don't strain yourself or exhaust yourself or even injure yourself potentially, because I feel like some of you are so fast-paced that you are actually potentially prone to injuring yourself. So that's kind of a warning. Be careful. Be mindful of that. This isn't set in stone. Your actions and intentions can change and alter the future. We're not telling you these things to be doom and gloom about it. But overall, the energy, Pisces, honestly feels pretty good for you. I feel like there is this advancement that is happening, and it's almost like you want to really step in and prove yourself in that role and be like, I deserved this promotion or I deserved this recognition. But it's like, you don't need to try that hard. You've already proven yourself. Okay? So take it easy, especially if you're feeling drained or just feeling really scattered. Give yourself time to catch your breath. Anyways, those are all the messages I have for you this month, Pisces. I do hope that this was helpful. All of my links are in the description box down below. Definitely hit like and subscribe if you haven't done that already, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Feel free to comment down below. What is this sudden epiphany? What is this truth that you keep orbiting around? What is finally coming into focus? What are you finally getting this month? Would love to hear it. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Pisces, and have a happy November.